All right, so
I want to rip Seinfeld's skin off of his body.
I decided to go ahead and just start the episode. Where we'll do an intro here in a second or whatever. I don't fucking care. But it was just so funny because we're sitting here about to record this episode, and I have my TV on with cable, and Seinfeld starts playing, and like, you know, we're talking a little bit of Seinfeld because Colt hasn't really seen any Seinfeld, and I occasionally have seen a few episodes, and just talking about how, like, you know, like it's pretty good. It's I'm not the biggest Seinfeld head, but as we're talking, something I have never really said it, but I've come to realize is, like, when I look at Jerry, every time I see this is gonna sound so insane. It's only him in this show. When I see his skin, his skin just looks like so weak. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I could touch it, and it just comes right off. I don't know what it is, but something about his skin, just him. It sounds so insane.
The lawyers are going to be using this snippet in the future.
And immediately, like, Colt calls me out on it because it's just like I could, but then I was like, but then there is stuff from like these eras, like before like the 2000s, these shows or these movies where they'll have people in it, and their skin looks like it could just, I don't know, it just doesn't look strong. Like it would just crumble at the touch. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like yeah.
Now, if you think you have any other celebrities you think you could rip their skin from their body, tell us. And also tell them.
Oh man, I don't know. Something about these older celebrities, or sorry, older actors when they're younger, just their skin just looks so weak, and I just have this desire just to tug at it.
What the fuck? You know what? This is normal.
I'm Wenzel, and this is the All You Can Hear podcast. Welcome, and joining me today is my co-host.
Yeah, my name's Colt. You know what? Yeah, my name's Colt. I'm putting my name on it.
Now, Colt, tell me, what actor's skin do you feel like you can tear off so easily?
Oh goodness. Just the first name that came to mind. Gary Oldman, because his last name is Old Man, makes it sound easy.
Okay. To be fair, though, he has a saggy face, right? Like,
I don't really know what he looks like. I just know his name.
Look him up real quick. Look him up. Because I'm pretty right on this. He has like kind of a saggy face. No offense to anybody.
Not really. Kind of. I mean, everybody as they age gets saggy face.
My bad. I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about somebody else. Gary Oldman. My bad. I was thinking of Gary Busey.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to rip his face off.
But like, you could.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't even want to rip Gary Oldman's face off. Who do you want to rip's face off?
I don't want to rip anybody's face off. I'm just saying, it looks like, you know, their face gets caught on like a hook and would just come off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened to anyone's, though.
Dude, oh my god. Okay, so all right, we're so this episode, if you couldn't read from the title, or if you don't know, I don't know, This is going to be a review and discussion of the most recently released film, Friendship.
It's a friendship time. You know what it is. We're all friends here at the Friends Show. We're just friending it up. We know how it is.
Yeah. It's so funny because I got that little bit in about the crazy talk at the very beginning of this episode. So now my brain is going into podcast host mode. So now I can't like sound insane.
You can. It's not
No.
hard.
No, too late. So this is the newest release from A24. This is directed by Andrew DeYoung, starring Tim Robinson, Kate Mara, Jack Dilling Grazer, and Paul Rudd as our top cast members here, and our main cast. Sorry. Yeah, and if Tim Robinson, this has been one of our most anticipated films this year. We love Tim Robinson. We love I Think You Should Leave. We love all of pretty much all of his skits. So whenever this was announced last year that there was going to be this dark comedy starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd, immediately like we're all on board. And trailers come out, even more so on board, and finally it is out, is released. So it had a limited release on May 9th, and then it got a full wide release on May 23rd, which is currently this Friday. We watched it on Thursday the 22nd.
Yeah, this was a movie that I was immediately on board for. Like Wenzel said, I love Tim Robinson. His brand of humor is insanely my shit. It's always been my shit. It's very Tim and Eric-y, and Paul Rudd is also someone that was known to be on Tim and Eric in the 2000s, notoriously being the dancing man inside the computer. That shit is beautiful. I love that shit, and I'm glad that Paul Rudd is a part of it because he's genuinely a funny dude, and I'm glad he's here because guess what? He's funny here too.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's a lot of fun. Definitely like the chemistry and just his humor mesh well with Tim Robinson and also what they're trying to go for. And Tim Robinson's humor, if I were to describe it, it's like it's weird, it's kind of absurd, which is like our brand of humor that we love. If you haven't seen I Think You Should Leave, I recommend it. It's actually a pretty quick watch. The episodes don't last close to an hour. I think they're like 30 minutes.
No, not even. I don't think some of them are like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and so they're pretty short. It's the first season is a lot more skits, but like as you get to season 2 and season 3, the skits get like longer, so it's a lot of fun. I
also
really
check out his episode of The Characters. That shit has some genuine all-timers jokes from Tim Robinson.
Yeah,
especially the Lady Luck. That is a genuinely fantastic skit.
And Tim Robinson did an ad with with his Detroiters co-star. I can't remember his name. He was also most famously known for Detroiters. I forget about Detroiters, sorry, which is also really funny. I haven't seen all of it, but the episodes I have seen are incredible.
Don't say boner in front of my kid. No, I said donor. Sam Richardson. That's the other guy.
Yeah, his co-star Sam Richardson, which Sam Richardson is also on I Think You Should Leave. They're frequent collaborators outside of Detroiters. So do you remember what the commercial was with the food?
The commercial. Yeah, it was Totino's pizza roll commercial where a little alien fella, this was the Super Bowl commercial from this year, little alien fella was leaving Earth and he took with him some pizza rolls, and Tim and Sam in the end the little guy gets his head fucking crushed in the spaceship. It's very funny and something that I would not have expected for a commercial that aired during the goddamn Super Bowl.
It was really funny and just really crazy. But and then co-star Kate Mara, who plays Tim Robinson's wife in this film, is she's famous for a lot of stuff. Obviously, her most famous role, and probably one of the best roles ever, best films ever, was Fantastic Four.
Uh-oh.
From 2015. No, she's been in a lot of stuff, obviously.
She was great in that American Horror Show season. I think it was like the first one.
She was out. God, I'll just say it. So she's known for House of Cards. She's known for she was in 24. Okay, that's weird. She was in 24. She was in American Horror Story Murder House from 2011.
The first one.
She was in drag ball culture drama series Pose. I've never heard of that. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's from 2018. And then she was she plays a teacher that was involved with an underage student in the FX miniseries A Teacher from 2020.
That sounds strange. Never heard of that one.
Very strange, but there's a that sounds kind of like oh gosh, it sounds like a film also about a female teacher having a relationship with an underage student.
Wow, that is not a great premise or a good sell to me, at least. Not what you said. I just read the wiki. Set in the span of 10 years, the series follows a female English teacher in her early 30s as she begins to groom and abuse her 17-year-old male student in the fictional high school of Westerbrook in Austin, Texas. Yeah, I don't think I want to watch that.
I have no desire to ever watch that.
I understand they probably don't put it in a good light in it. It's just, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I like. What?
Sorry, I just looking at her upcoming films. She's going to be in a movie called Bucking Fastard.
Yeah,
and it's directed by Werner Herzog.
Yeah, I said that in the chat. That's one of my anticipated films. Because I
didn't realize it was Werner.
That was that was one of the big things on the thing I said. It said one of the newest films by Werner Herzog, Bucking Fastard, starring Kate Mara and who else?
Orlando Bloom, Rooney Mara. Is that a relative?
That's her sister.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was her and her sister playing
Domhnall Gleeson as well. We got the angry Star Wars man.
Yeah, so I sent I think it was a poster or a teaser image was shown of Kate Mara, Rooney Mara playing twin sisters, Jean Holbrook and Joanne Holbrook, in search of an imaginary land where true love is possible, start digging a tunnel through a mountain range. But like from the news that I had shared, it sounded insane, and it's being directed by Werner Herzog, and it's called Bucking Fastard because the first letters are replaced. It's fucking bastard.
I mean, just looking at the pictures they have for it, and it's just the two sisters like wearing white gowns and have like headdresses, and they look freaky as hell. So I'm in. Werner Herzog I haven't seen much of his work. I've only really seen the Grizzly Man, but that shit was fantastic. And I doubt this is going to be similar to that.
Definitely. Oh, wow. Okay. So this idea came about from this is one of his unrealized projects from his that he said in his 2022 memoir, Every Man for Himself and God Against All. He mentioned the film being about British identical twin sisters Frida and Greta Chaplin, who gained notoriety. Real? Yes, in the 1980s for having a restraining order put on them by a man they both became involved with. The title Bucking Fastard refers to a synchronized verbal slip the sisters made in court.
Okay, that's very interesting. I definitely will be seeing this.
Bad. That sounds incredible. I'm all for it. I already was, but I'm all for it. God, we were talking about Kate Mara.
Yeah, we're talking about friendship.
I know what we're talking about. I'm talking about the actors. Jake Dylan Grazer is most known for his role in It from from 2017 and 2019, and both Shazams as well. And he was in something else. What was he in? Oh, he was a voice in Luca. I did not know that. Other actors in here should mention Connor O'Malley, frequent collaborator, also with Tim Robinson, is in here as well. He plays a guy named Patton. Really fucking funny. A moment.
He's only there for like maybe a minute tops, but he managed to really make a mark.
He does. He's really funny. And other notable name in here, did not know she was in here, was Ivy Wolk.
It's a jump scare every time I see her.
It was a jump scare because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why is she in here? And she doesn't do much. She says like maybe
2
6
lines.
or 7 words. It's 2 lines. Yeah.
Hi and thank you for the baked potato.
7. I can't believe I got that close. Yeah. So
not a fan of her.
Not really. Nothing of really note.
Look into her if you're curious, but not a fan.
But yeah. So this is directed again by Andrew DeYoung. Written by Andrew DeYoung. This is his directorial debut. Produced by Rafael Margules. Sorry if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong. JD Lifshitz.
Okay.
What a name.
Is this a real person?
He is also the co-founder of the production company Boulder Light. That's one of the producers. Yeah, that's a real person. Jordan David Lifshitz. Am I saying that right? Lifshitz?
Lifeshitz? Leafshitz? You know what? It has to be Lifshit. That's unfortunate.
I mean, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Johnny Holland and Nick Weidenfeld. He is actually Wiedenfeld. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just thinking.
He led program development for Adult Swim. That makes sense actually for him to be a part of this. Cinematography by Andy Rydzyjewski. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
That was definitely wrong. I don't know how to say it, but that can't be right.
Okay, you didn't even fucking try, and immediately like that's wrong. Like, how can you even say that?
Sounds wrong.
You try it then.
Rydzyjewski.
That does sound better. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Edited by Sophie Cora. Music by Keegan DeWitt. I'm curious.
I know that name.
He's the lead singer of the rock band Wild Cup. Oh, I know Wild Cup.
I don't know that one.
You would know them because they did the song Thunderclatter.
That's not helping. The fuck is Thunderclatter?
It's probably was one of the most popular like indie rock songs from the 2010s, specifically in 2013. It says right here, charted at number 59 in the UK, but they're actually from Nashville, Tennessee. That's pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever heard this song before. I like it. I just listened to a snippet.
No, you've had to have heard this song because I put it on our playlist. Like it's played so many fucking times.
We'll see. Play the tapes.
Play them. It's gonna come up.
The glove does not fit. You must acquit.
But yeah. Running time is 97 minutes. That's an hour and 37 minutes. At a box office of 2 million so far. I don't know the budget. This is all just coming off the Wikipedia, by the way.
No, we're making it up too.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, no. Tony! I just realized who Tony is. He was the fucking guy in Hell of a Summer. That got. He didn't die.
Fuck! I didn't recognize him with the goddamn braided ponytail.
Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah. So there's a character, Billy Brick. Is that his name? God, that's cool. Billy Brick plays a character named Tony. He was the co-director of Hell of a Summer, and he starred in Hell of a Summer with Finn Wolfhard. He was a lot of fun. He was really funny.
Yeah, he was very funny.
And he was actually funny in this too. He reminds me of Dave Franco. He looks like a Franco.
Yeah,
almost.
I see it a little bit.
If you're not interested in spoilers, then at the end of this, don't continue when I'm done with this quick synopsis, because you'll get spoiled. And I honestly think you should go watch this. Spoilers. Go ahead and say, like, this was incredible. This was really funny. Andrew
Highly
DeYoung,
recommend.
highly recommend it. Andrew DeYoung, he's had, from what I've seen in his past work, he's had experience with comedies and with like these actors, like in the Tim Robinson vein of like weird absurd humor. So it honestly like was a really good fit with Tim Robinson and with also the cinematography. Like it all really came together for this. The movie looked incredible as well. It was incredibly funny. Like, yeah, and I think it's so funny too that since it is under A24, that it gets this kind of weird marketing of being this psychological thriller, almost like weird horror, but that's not what it is. It is psychological to an extent, but it's just it's just really just straight like a comedy. This movie centers around Craig, played by Tim Robinson, a socially awkward marketing executive who yearns to be friends with his charismatic neighbor and weatherman Paul Rudd. And the tagline for this is "Men shouldn't have friends." And
Amen.
yeah. So if you don't want to know any spoilers or anything, stop right here, cut it out, go watch the movie, or don't ever come back.
Yeah.
Just leave, because you're getting into it right now. So it's really funny because the Wikipedia covers like almost everything. The plot is so long, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way because I want to explain the plot, and like there's so many bits. I have to go through it like this. So,
And the thing is, like, if you wanted to, you don't have to. I mean, technically, you could read the wiki, and you're not getting the same experience because it's about the delivery of the jokes that happen in the movie. Because the delivery is actually fucking insane.
I have to go through it like this because we could tell you the joke or or like what is said, but like we have to give the context because it isn't just like, oh yeah, it's just joke after joke after joke. Like there's just all these bits and skits. Like it's I think you should leave. It's like there is a story here. It's contained, and they're all like it follows this pattern, and it has to go like that. So yeah. So we're going into it. Craig Waterman, a marketing executive in the small town of Clovis, Colorado, is preparing to sell his family home alongside his wife, Tammy. It's really funny if somebody would have put like a comma somewhere around here because it looks like it says that he is selling his family and his wife. There's already comedy in the plot explanation. No. Recently recovered from an unspecified cancer, Tammy has rekindled a relationship with her ex-boyfriend Devin, leaving Craig increasingly adrift. So the start to this is wild because they're at some like cancer like recovery like therapy group, and they're talking about it, and then just out of nowhere, just Kate Mara is just like, I haven't orgasmed, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna orgasm again. And immediately like the our theater was full and like just starts laughing. Everybody's there for Tim Robinson. That made me so happy because as soon as Tim Robinson appears on the screen, everybody just giggles because he's just so funny. He just exudes that aura. But hearing that, it was just so funny. And then Tim Robinson's character's like, well, I'm orgasming. Well, God, what was it? He was like, I don't have any problem with orgasming. It's like, why would
It's
you say
something
that?
along the lines of, I have no issues with orgasming. It's just beautiful.
And it's also strange. Like, why are you talking about orgasms at a group meeting?
Just adds on to the comedy factor.
Oh yeah, of course. And then, like again, Tammy is never mind. Scrap that. One evening, while spending time with their son, Stephen, Craig receives a misdelivered package and walks over to his intended recipient, Austin Carmichael, played by Paul Rudd, a quirky local meteorologist. This is funny because this is also in like the first trailer is Craig, Tim Robinson says like, because the movie's coming out in May. This is kind of a meta joke. The movie's coming out in May, and at this time, Thunderbolts is currently would have released if this would have released early in the month. But Thunderbolts is like released, and they mention how there's this new Marvel. It's crazy. It's making everybody go wild. You know, we have to go see it. That's what
Fucking
Craig
nuts.
says. Nuts. And then Tammy's like, no, I'm gonna go to dinner with my with her ex-boyfriend Devin, and which is like, okay, really weird. And Craig Craig is like, don't go see this fucking clown. We'll go watch this new Marvel, like blah blah blah. And then their son comes in and he's like, Steven, your mom's abandoning us. We got to go see this new Marvel, see what's going on. But Steven's already seen it. Craig's character talks about how he doesn't want any Marvel spoilers or anything. Marvel safe zone. But for some reason, Steven and his mom kiss on the mouth, which is really.
He addresses like, you kissed your mom on the mouth? You kiss her on the mouth? What the fuck?
No, it was so funny. Like Craig is like, when like you guys kiss each other on the mouth? Like everybody in the theater was like, whoa. We saw that. I was like, well, that's weird. It was so funny. So yeah, and then so then Craig gets to go over to Austin's house because Tammy said that Craig wasn't busy, so he can go over and hang out with Austin. And when she tells Craig to go over there, he's like, you don't know my schedule. So it was very fun. After a warm exchange, Austin invites Craig over for a beer. The two strike up an unexpected friendship, bonding over music, work frustrations, and a shared sense of restlessness. I should say I read this plot beforehand. It's so straight that if you've seen it and know all the bits and stuff, like this does not do it justice.
It doesn't sound comedic.
It's not. Whoever did the plot summary was really good. Oh man, but yeah, it's just this. It is kind of like a wholesome where Craig and Austin are like bonding. Austin shows Craig this Stone Age axe blade, and just there's this bit too, and Austin is able to transport Craig to like the time when this blade would have existed, and Craig in his mind, like the stars are starting to show like this primal feeling. And then when Craig looks up, immediately smiles and blood is dripping down his nose. It's really funny. That's where you get kind of like into this weird like horror bit with like just like Tim Robinson looks deranged with blood on his face. Very good. And during their first hangout, Craig introduces Austin to his personal mantra, just ask, a philosophy that inspires Austin to pursue his longtime dream of becoming the town's daytime weatherman. They get to this point because Austin takes Craig on an adventure through like these underground aqueducts, these tunnels in their town, so that they can get to City Hall, sneak in and have a smoke on the roof and a beer. And it's really funny because at some point they're trying to climb up on one of the tunnels because it's pretty high off the ground. And when Craig tries to get up there, Austin's pulling him up, and immediately Tim Robinson's just screaming. It's so funny, and he loses his shoe.
Fucking stupid. I fucking love it so much. God, it's beautiful watching Tim Robinson work. Just to be in his mind for a second.
It's so good. Next day, Austin calls Craig at work and convinces him to play hooky to go mushroom hunting in a nearby bog.
Fuck, that's so cool.
No, because like Colt leans over to me. It's like, oh man, he's so cool, because that's like kind of like what you're getting here. It's like Austin Paul Rudd is like, man, this guy is so freaking cool. It's like he has all this stuff in his house. He collects these old like artifacts. Like, dude is so cool. He has a mustache and a little bit of hair below his bottom lip, so he looks so hip. And yeah, so they go mushroom hunting, and it's funny because at some point when Craig is talking to Austin, he starts sinking. And as soon as he starts sinking, Tim Robinson's like, oh fuck, oh no, like just starts screaming. It's very good. And
please call my phone.
Oh my god. And then Austin says, like, I don't have a phone. It's like, you don't have a phone? He's like, are you psycho? Like, and so then he leaves his phone in the bog and just doesn't get it because he's trying to fit in, and like, so he's like, I don't have a phone either. Also too, not possible, because if he has to be a fucking meteorologist and all this shit he has to do, he has to have a phone, especially if he's ordering artifacts. Like, I know you could do that on the computer, but like, come on, no freaking way. So when I don't know, when I kind of had the feeling like Austin's kind of a poser, but
yeah,
it's okay. But it's okay. It's okay. On the way back, they pass a yellow sports car, and Austin says that if he ever buys one, Craig will be the first to ride in it. Also, too, Austin says that is cherry, and then Craig immediately says that's so cherry. And he also has a fantasy of him riding in the car with Austin. It was a yellow Ferrari. I'm pretty sure
Corvette.
Corvette?
Yeah, it was like a Corvette from like 2008.
Really?
Keep in mind, this movie takes place in 2025.
Oh, dang, you got me there, Colt.
Yeah, I know Corvettes.
As their bond strengthens, Craig becomes increasingly infatuated with Austin, especially after attending one of his punk shows with Tammy. Energized by the connection, Craig becomes a more attentive husband, father, and co-worker. Really funny. Like, Austin just being like, yeah, I'm in a punk band. Then immediately next morning, Craig gets up before his wife to make breakfast and listen to music. But it's so funny, but it's so weird just hearing Tim Robinson, like, while his wife Tammy is in the bed, and he's like, hey, you want to start the morning with a lick? And it's just
a wild thing.
What a wild thing. And just like, yeah, is the door locked? It's like, yeah. It's like, are we about to watch Tim Robinson eat out Kate Mara?
Something's burning. Fuck!
Yeah, that's it. That's the scene. And it's so funny because he's listening to music, and
all he listens to is the same fucking Slipknot song over and over again through this entire movie. Because when they first went to the tunnels, him and Paul Rudd's character, they were blasting this same Slipknot song.
And it's funny too, because like Craig, man, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know any of this stuff, and he's just like, yeah, I listen to punk. Like, this is so punk. It's like that's not punk, my guy. But it's cool that you're listening to stuff.
And his wife dresses like, oh, I didn't know you liked music. I thought that was very good. And he made fucking biscuits, and his son had one. And he's like, "Oh my god, tastes like McDonald's." It's just very fun.
Fuck yeah, Dad. It's very good. So it seems like everything's going pretty good for Craig. Oh, I should mention, Craig says what his job is, and it was so funny because he basically just describes like a way for companies to get people more addicted to their phones, but they don't call it that. They call it something else. I can't remember what the title of their company is, but it's just a way to create more addictions. And it was really funny. Cracks begin to form after Austin invites Craig to hang out with a group of his friends. Initially cordial, the evening takes a turn when Craig, feeling insecure and desperate to fit in, escalates a friendly boxing match with Austin by landing a cheap shot. Okay, this section gets really funny. The group recoils, and Craig responds by stuffing a bar of soap in his mouth as a bizarre act of self-punishment.
I said, I'm a bad boy. Oh, I'm so bad.
I'm a bad boy. Look at me. I'm such a bad boy.
A scene felt like it lasted for 5 minutes, and I was losing it the entire time.
It was so long of Tim Robinson stuffing a full soap bar in his mouth, talking, calling himself a bad boy for what he did to Paul Rudd. This whole sequence is so funny because it's so awkward because Craig is very like intimidated by like all these friends that Austin has, and at some point he's like getting so nervous, so he's trying to like hype himself up, and it walks into their glass sliding door, and then he opens it, and they're like, "You hit that really hard. Are you okay?" And it's like he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but then the glass shatters because it's delayed, and then he's like, "So how'd you all meet?" And you think like, oh, that's how he hits it off with all of the friends, because they all start laughing. Of course he says, "I'm gonna pay for that, get it fixed," whatever. So you think it's like pretty friendly, pretty fine. Accidents happen. At some point they're in Austin's garage drinking. One of the friends talks about how he's worried about how his daughter's getting such big boobs. And
I just don't like the way people look at her. She's just starting to she's already a C cup.
And then they're like, "It's okay, man. Sorry you have to deal with that." So then they all start singing.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't that what they were singing?
I don't remember the song. I don't know the song. Do you remember the song?
I can't remember the song, but it was very fucking funny.
God damn it.
Because they were all singing along as Tim Robinson just like slowly getting a smile on his face.
And I think this is where he also starts daydreaming about like how he thinks the world is just full of pals. Like that's the future that he envisions. At some point he envisions a future that's like post-apocalyptic, and they're all like huddled around a fire, and they're like, "Thank you, for bringing us wood, Craig." Very fun. Oh gosh, the trailer has the song as well. The scene of them all singing together. So, yeah, Tanner's probably piss himself because it's a famous song. It is a famous song. Sorry, we don't know everything, bitch. It's so funny. Oh gosh, yeah, and then I'm trying to think. And then so then they start boxing in the garage for some reason. They put on not helmets, but like the
boxing helmets, it's just the padded stuff,
padded
so
ones.
You don't fucking knock yourself out or knock each other out.
Yeah, but like even then, Paul Rudd decks Craig
twice
in the face twice directly, and so like maybe maybe we should stop for the evening, or maybe somebody wants to swap in or whatever. So they're all like getting ready to take his stuff off for somebody to swap in or whatever, and then Craig gets in like it says a cheap shot and just knocks him on the floor, and it's just like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And then it turns into, again, self-punishment of soap in the mouth.
Yeah, I gotta go home.
Literally, as soon as it ends, one of the friends is like, "Yeah, I gotta go home." After that, so it's like very awkward. Everybody's leaving. At some point, though, one of the guys in his car swoops by around as Craig and Austin are still talking, and he's just like, "Good job, fuck."
I think he says cock. Good job, cock.
Yeah, something. It's just like, damn. So, yeah, so it's bad. After the incident, Austin distances himself from Craig, desperate to reconnect, visits the TV station unannounced, and causes Austin to stumble during his first live weather broadcast, further straining their friendship. This is also why I say Austin's kind of a poser, but I don't really hate Austin for this, because he pulls out his phone And Craig is like, "You have a phone?" He's like, "Of course I have a phone. Like, what? Like, what's your problem or whatever?" And and then they're doing this segment with this with some kid playing golf or whatever.
It's the next
And
Tiger Woods.
he comes up to Austin and Craig while they're talking, and Craig is like, "Oh, hey, you want to smoke a cigarette with us or something?"
You want to smoke a
it's like-
cigarette, little doll? You want to smoke a cigarette with us, little doll?
yeah, because he's like, "You're dressed like a doll. Like, oh, look at you." It's like, okay. So, yeah, we're seeing a side of Austin which shows that, like, which we already did kind of know, which he talks about, like, his frustration with work and everything, but we're seeing this side where he's like incredibly stressed. The anchors that are with him are like the woman anchors, like, fucking mean. So it's just like, ooh, like, Craig, this is a really bad time. And, like, also too, it's very weird, even though he did have to go there for this work thing, as far as we know, technically. Um, so it's just like, to be fair, it's like, this is Austin being real right now. Like let's cut him some slack. Meanwhile, Tammy grows frustrated with Craig's emotional unavailability and his lack of interest in her new flower business. Things are not going well for Craig. At some point too, when they're talking about they're talking about Seven and then something, and then she mentions Devin, and he just says, who? Like, who? And she just immediately gets, like, mad, because it's just like, don't you ever listen? And so, in an effort to recreate the intimacy he felt with Austin, Craig takes Tammy on a manic date through the underground tunnels beneath City Hall.
What
And
the fuck?
during the excursion, Tammy becomes disoriented and goes missing. And then Craig leaves, goes home.
He just goes home and leaves his fucking wife in the tunnels.
And I should say too is okay, so whoever did make this put stuff out of order, because he goes home. Whoever made this plot on Wikipedia did this out of order, because when he goes home, his son is like, it's like, like, where's mom or whatever, and he's like, she's not here. It's just like, oh my god, how the like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And so the cops come to the house because Austin is accusing Craig of breaking into their home, and the reason why is because earlier, that before the scene, Craig gets another package, and so he just goes over there to deliver the package that was meant for Austin. But instead of just leaving it on the doorstep, nobody's home, so he decides to just go around the back through the broken glass sliding door and just stays a while. Just starts.
He had a bowl of cereal or something.
So he cleans his dishes. He just starts, like, messing with stuff. He eventually goes to Austin's desk and just starts rummaging around. He finds this very nice looking 1911 pistol, and then his wife comes in, or not his wife, but Austin's wife, Bianca, comes in and thinks that it's Austin. And so she's like, hey, like, take a nap with me, come on. But she doesn't see him. So eventually Craig gets the fuck out of there. But for some reason he decides to take the gun with him rather than.
He didn't mean to. He just had it in his hand when he was escaping.
But the thing is that when he heard Bianca, he knew he had to get out. So it's just like, drop the gun and get the fuck out. I mean, obviously here we're agreeing Craig's an idiot.
Yeah.
So he leaves, and yeah, and me and Colt are like, is that gun gonna come back later? Like, and so yeah, so Austin is like, you broke into my house, you stole stuff or whatever, and so the cops are like, who else lives in this home? And, like, Craig is dodging the question because he's like, I live in this home. It's like, okay, does anybody else live in this home? It's like his son comes up and he's like, well, yeah, what's going on? And he's like, okay, my son lives in this home. It's like, does anybody else live in this home? And his son is like, yeah, my mom. And it's like, well, where's your wife? And Craig is like, in the sewer. And like, excuse me? Like, hold
The
on.
theater lost their shit at that point, and I did too.
He's like, hold on, let me explain. My wife is in the sewer after I brought her down there to explore, and I left her there because I couldn't find her. And then the scene cuts to all the cops swarming the sewers. They're putting dogs up into the tunnels. And like the camera like changes drastically where it's like shaky and it's just like, what the hell is going on? It's so the theater just bursts. It's just like, it's so loud. It's so funny. Oh my god. So basically what happens is Tammy gets disoriented and like and just kind of gets lost, and there's a reason for that. I'll say later, but so they're going in there talking, and Austin is like it's just like, oh my god, like, oh my gosh. And then but then like they charge Craig with trespassing because they're like, how did you know about these? It's like, go, because Austin showed me. And then he's like, well, Austin showed me all these tunnels. He's the one that brought me down here, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, we're going to charge. So you were trespassing. And it's just this very awkward situation of like, just trying to have fun, just, very innocent, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, Austin just like, look, we got to look for your wife. This is not important. But then fucking Craig takes it a step further and he's like, so they're not going to arrest Austin. They're like, okay, just arrest Craig, take him back to the station, whatever. And he's like, no. If you're going to arrest me, you got to arrest Austin, blah, blah, blah. Like these fucking, like he starts calling all the cops pigs, starts fighting, resisting arrest. It's really funny. And so what ends up happening is both Austin and Craig get arrested for trespassing. And then as they're in jail, there's a lot of piss on the floor. So much fucking
lot.
Piss. And you're like, in my head, I'm like, somebody's going to slip on that piss. Sure enough, what happens is Austin gets mad at Craig because this is Craig's fault, and he slips on the piss. And as he slips on the piss, it's revealed that Craig is bald. He has a hairpiece. He has male pattern balding where it's like on the top or whatever. It's pretty bad. And so he has to quickly get it back on, and he begs Craig to keep that secret. He's the only one that trusts, so it kind of, oh gosh, it's like it doesn't rekindle the friendship, but it's just like he gave Craig way too much power now. So then there's a multi-day search effort where it involves the entire town looking for Tammy in the sewer. And during this process too, as this is happening, this is like, I think this takes over the course of like a day or so. Craig has to do this meeting with the current mayor who's running for re-election. So they got a job to like for his campaign or whatever. And so he wanted to work alone because he tried to connect with his co-workers so that he could like replace Austin and his friends. So he tries to do the same thing that Austin does for Craig, like kind of sharing that same kind of like coolness and intimacy with them. It does not work. They end up fucking hating him more and making fun of him. So it's so sad.
This is a knight's sword.
And so what he does is he goes down there while they're smoking on smoke break, and he's like, guys, Friday night, my place, beers on me. And it's just like, you don't know these dudes, you don't lead up with anything, but they're cool enough that they're like, yeah, sure. So they go there, and it's just, they're in his garage, and it's cramped, very quiet and awkward. He orders a very tiny blade. Like it's not even, it's like it's almost like a small like
letter opener.
Letter opener. It's rusted, so it looks old. And he's like, this is a knight's sword. It's just like, what? And they're just making fun of him. It's like, yeah, this is for babies. This is for a baby. This is to kill babies. I don't know if they said the kill babies part, but this is for babies. And they're making fun of him. They start talking about Marvel, and he's like, no, you can't talk about Marvel. No Marvel spoilers. This is a Marvel safe zone. They're like, okay, fine, whatever. And then one of them, because Craig bought drums because he was trying to impress Austin, and he wanted to be in the band with Austin or jam with him. And they're like, whose drums are those? And he's like, they're my drums. You know that. I said that. And they're like, well, why don't you play them, bitch? And yeah, it's pretty sad.
They were very mean to him in his own home after he invited them over and gave him free beer.
They were mean to him. Like, Craig wasn't really that, he's just kind of weird.
He's a weird guy, but come on.
So that did not go well. So they're talking about doing these projects or whatever for the campaign. He said Craig is like, I'm gonna work alone on this. I'm gonna do this by myself because the other guys fucking suck. And during this pitch meeting, he has a downward spiral and has a huge meltdown where he does his pitch, which sounded pretty good, but he fucks up. So they get somebody else to do their pitch to kind of take him down, get the pressure off him. But also it's just like, let's have somebody else go up there. And so the guy has a hero with the mayor's face, hero body with the mayor's face on it. And the mayor is just laughing. And he's just like, I look like one of those Marvels. Immediately for it. Like, that's what they're going to go with. And then Craig, it's just like, oh, I just had another idea. You're a coward rat fuck. That's what he says. He's like, you're a coward rat fuck, piece of shit. It just starts going off, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. It's
so fucking funny. I honestly was not expecting it, but you know what? Go off, Craig. Get his ass.
Get his ass. He's like, I had to fight a goddamn war to get the speed bumps put in my neighborhood. So he's just going crazy, and like they're having to like hold him back, get him out of there, which leads to his termination from that marketing firm, which is where they finds out that his wife was rescued. They found her. Not a good look for Craig. Because he goes back home and his wife is wearing one of those heat blankets or whatever. And
it's so fucking hot in here.
And then he talks about that tea goes really well
with a brownie.
With after a brownie. And Tammy is just like, I'm going to get ready. Because they're having a party for her a welcome back party for her for not dying abandoned in the sewers by her husband. And so so there's a party. This is where we get to meet Connor O'Malley's character Patton, because pretty much everybody's at the party there, and then Craig is in the basement on his drums alone, because I mean, I don't know, I kind of assume that they're like, you have to be in the corner. Probably shouldn't show your face here. And then Connor O'Malley's like, oh yeah, man. How, like, he's like talking to him, and he's like, yeah, how does it feel? He's like, oh, it's great to have my wife back or whatever. Like, no, how does it feel ditching your wife in the sewer? He's like, you should be dead right now. It's like, who are you?
And he's got a fucking Vietnam hat on, like a Vietnam veteran hat.
I told Colt about that. I was like, why does he have a Vietnam veteran hat? And it makes sense for later. Because
not really.
No, shut up. It does. It does. So yeah. So there's this like argument, and then Connor O'Malley spits on the floor. He's like, don't do that, psycho. So then Craig tries to have like a toast where he's trying to say that he's glad to have his wife back. So he stands on a chair, and it's very it's awkward. It's so bad. And then one of the firefighters, who is I believe is Devin.
That's Devin. Yeah.
And he grabs her, like holds her, like also Steven, they look like a family. And it's just like, he's like, every day I wake up, like oh God, what does he say? He's like, this is the light of my life. I can't imagine a world without her, this beautiful creature. Every day I wake up thinking about you, or whatever. And it's like, I'm so glad we found you. Um, incredible mother, like all these
Sounds like
things.
her husband.
Sounds like, yeah, it's just like, oh my God. And then it's so funny because then you see Connor O'Malley's character kind of slide through the crowd because Craig is like, look, if you want to say a toast, you have to be on the chair. He even says that about his wife because his wife tries to say something too. It's like, you guys are my family, blah 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 blah. I love all of you. And then he's like, if you're gonna say something, you have to be on the chair. You're making it about you, which is like wild to say. But then Connor O'Malley gets behind him, and then Craig leaves, and then Connor O'Malley gets on the chair and gives a toast as well. And then at some point, off camera, because Craig is outside and we're looking at him through the window of the house, and he's outside smoking, and you just hear Connor O'Malley say, we should have stayed in Afghanistan, and just roaring clapping. Which, like I said, that's the Vietnam veteran hat. Makes sense now.
Yeah, it makes sense. He was a big fan of Afghanistan war.
Yeah, so that, which again had the entire theater laughing because it was so funny. Connor O'Malley's the best. Yeah, so it's bad. It's so bad. Tammy ends up going on the morning news, kind of like a special segment where she kind of talks about her flower business and like kind of shows like how to arrange the flowers. And she's on there with Austin, and then Craig kind of sees the chemistry with them and gets extremely just kind of freaking jealous. And so he tries to have dinner with Tammy, but it's just so awkward. Just doesn't make any sense of like let's go out to dinner, blah blah blah. Just completely ignoring anything that like she's doing or currently has going on with her life. So eventually they kind of sit down, and Tammy informs Craig that she plans to move into Devin's pool house to stay there, but also she reveals that she had an orgasm in the sewers in the darkness.
He just stares at her for a solid minute. It was another scene that lasted a long time, but it was really good.
Man, very good. Craig attempts to rebuild his life by working as a parking officer. At some point, though, he does go again to Billy Brick's character Tony, also known as T-Dog, to buy drugs because he wants to get something stronger. And so Tony tells him like, well, if you look the side of this toad, it's kind of close to ayahuasca. And it was really funny because he was like $100 to lick the toad, but Craig doesn't understand. He's like, well, how do I feed it? He thinks he has to buy the toad and feed it and take care of it. Like, that's the drug. It's like, no, you have to lick it. So that's what he does. And he goes on this trip, and Tony tells him like, you're about to go on this insane trip. You're like, it's going to be fucking crazy.
You're going to feel the worst pain in your life before a feeling that there's no way to describe it. And I love you.
And he lays him down on the floor with boxes as kind of a bed. And, oh man, not T-Dog, T-Boy. They call him T-Boy. My bad. Because he says, I love you, Toad Boy. And he's like, it's T-Boy. I have to go on break to get Rolos and a Red Bull. And yeah, so Craig has his experience, which is him going into a Subway, buying a sandwich from an older Austin who's the one making a sandwich, and that's it. Because T-Boy comes back and he's just like, how was it? How was your trip? Tell me what it was like. And he's like, I went into Subway and I bought a sandwich, and that's it. That's his whole trip. He's like, wow.
Frog ripped me off.
It was very funny. So that's yeah. And so I guess that's how I guess he got his awakening or whatever. He tries to just go from there. He kind of has like a little, not a monologue, but like kind of like writing a personal letter to himself of like how, he realized men shouldn't have friends. He realizes that he's just a lone wolf. That's how he just has to be. So he reconnects with Steven and buys Tammy a van to support her flower business, something that he's been trying to do for a while. The family appears to be on the mend until Craig drives past Austin's house and sees him hosting another guys' night with the yellow Corvette that he promised Craig would be the first one to ride in. So, overcome with jealousy, Craig storms, or first he drives the van over a speed bump because he was going to go get candles for Steven's birthday because he forgot them. But he drives it over speed bump, basically wrecking it because he ends up just like coming to a stop and it's smoking. He storms in and holds the gathering at gunpoint with the gun that he stole from Austin's desk earlier in the movie. Um, and yeah, so he tries to recreate basically the first night. It's really funny because he's just holding everybody at gunpoint. He's just like, "Ask me a question, ask me a question," and somebody's asking him like, "What's your favorite food?" And he's like, "I don't know. I can't think of it. I'm too stressed."
You got a new guy? What's his name? Fuck,
Jimp,
what was his name?
Jimp. He gets called him, and he was like, "Jim, like no, Jimp, like jump, but with an I." It's like JIMP. It's like, what the fuck? Played by Carmen Christopher. I don't know who that is, but there you go. That's the actor. So yeah, he tries to hold him at gunpoint. He's like, I have really good would you rathers. He says one, but he doesn't finish it. He just says one of them. So then Austin attempts to wrestle the gun out of Craig's hands. It goes off, causing everybody to duck for cover. But then in the struggle, Austin's wig comes off. So Craig sees that and he tells everybody to get down. He doesn't want like
I'll blow your fucking heads off. Get down.
So he tries to, keep Austin's secret.
Garrett, if you raise your fucking fat head, I'll shoot your goddamn head off. Stuff like that.
And he makes fun of one of the dads. It's the same dad who is worried about his daughter's big old boobs. It's very funny. So yeah, he threatens everybody to stay on the ground so Austin can put his wig back on and the secret's not revealed. Then he lets everybody get up and he's like going to get out of there, but then the cops come because again, gunshots went off. So the cops, of course, would be coming up there. But he's like, "You ratted on me, or you called the cops?" Like, so he when he tries to leave, he busts through the sliding glass door that's been repaired, busts through it, knocks out, knocks immediately out. It's so funny. So then it cuts to Austin holding Craig, like he's wounded, like holding him carrying him with both hands, and Craig reimagines basically the original night when they were fighting, reimagine it going well and them leaving and everything being fine. And then it cuts back to Craig in the back of a patrol car because he's been arrested. And as he's imagining all this, and then Craig watches from the back of the car as Austin turns, gives him a wink, and Craig smiles.
And that's when the credits roll. It's a fucking beautiful movie. Beautiful message. I think I want to live my life exactly like Craig. Exactly.
Yeah. Man, it's because because they're like as funny as it is and like as much as you can laugh to, like you definitely kind of feel like the desperation and like the loneliness and sadness of it. It's also there's like this really weird moment where he looks at one of the flowers that his wife was working on, and then because this is after she had gotten lost in the sewer, he just breaks down on the floor crying. So it's like it's very at times like I don't want to say disturbing, but it's just like in all of this absurdity and like weirdness, like you can see like the what am I trying to say here? Like you definitely feel for him of like of like the dude just needs friends. He's just trying to fit in. He felt something that he's never felt before. But which is weird because he has a wife and a kid. So it's just like man, I don't know. Poor guy. But incredibly funny. Just really great. Good looking film. Just man, definitely up there with being one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best films this year as well. My favorite film of the month.
I'd agree. I'd say it's my favorite film too.
Um,
It's probably going to be the best comedy film of the year. I can't see anybody surpassing it.
I don't know. We'll have to see. There's we still got a lot of room left, but I say that too because I'm kind of like doing a thing where like I try to like highlight like the one film of each month this year, like 2025 release that I like best film, my favorite film of the month, and I think Friendship is definitely that. I love it so much. Definitely too in terms of like the A24 catalog this year, definitely one of the best films they've released so far.
Did they do the weekend one?
Hurry Up Tomorrow?
Yeah, or is that someone else?
Hell no, they did not do that.
I mean, it's not ridiculous to think so because they have made some shitty artsy movies.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're getting so defensive. A24 does have stinkers, Wenzel.
I know, it's just I don't know. I'm kind of offended because I actually pay attention to what I watch and I know what's A24 and what's not.
Oh
and
my gosh, dude. Actually, I know all the porn stars and every porn I watch, and I respect their work, and I make sure I send them $5 every time I bust a nut.
That's you, buddy. That's you.
Name 10 songs by A24. That's what I thought.
But so far for A24 rankings this year, it's like my second favorite because like the crop this year hasn't been bad, but just not like too crazy. If you want to know, so far there was one film that I did not get to see on Becoming a Guinea Fowl. Still need to see that, but so far it is not currently 8 films from the A24 catalog I've released this year. My number 1 is The Brutalist. Number 2 is Friendship. Number 3 is Death of a Unicorn. Number 4 is Opus. Number 5 is Warfare. Number 6 is Legend of AYCH. And then number 7, which it's number 7 because I it's one of the worst this year, and that's Parthenope.
Yeah, you know what? This is a PSA. Don't watch it. There's a funny scene in it. Look up the funny scene if you can, because it's very out of nowhere. It's just a bunch of Italians fucking their sister. That's crazy. Just a bunch of incest.
Well, we don't actually see any fucking.
They don't show him fucking his sister on camera. It's just he really wants to.
Hey, man, those Italians. I mean, do whatever you want. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, incest is
not incest. Not the incest. Watching the movie. Jesus Christ. Watching the movie.
Yeah, fuck your family. Do it.
But my rating for Friendship, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
I am in the same boat. 4.5 out of 5. I really hope that I Think You Should Leave next season comes out soonish, because I just need more Tim Robinson in my life. I love that man.
Yeah, agreed. I love Tim Robinson. I guess this can hold me over until the next season of I Think You Should Leave. I don't know, but goddamn, I love this. All right. Well, thank you for listening to us, the All You Can Hear podcast. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, wherever. We're pretty much on anything, including YouTube, where we upload all of our episodes, all of our VODs from our past streams, and the instruction booklets. All You Can Hear. Follow us on Bluesky at aychpodcast.bsky.social. We really appreciate it. And lastly, you can follow me, Wenzel, on Bluesky as World of Wenzel and Wenzel's Essentials.
My name Colt. Follow me on Bluesky, Colt D99. And just make sure you just don't take your wife into the sewers. It never goes well.
Don't take your wife in the sewers. And if you do lose her, don't ditch her.
Yeah, just don't go home and go to sleep. Just don't do that.
Don't do that. Or if you do leave the sewers, call the police immediately.
And the thing is, I'm curious, what would happen if he hadn't broken into Austin's house? Would his wife have died in the sewers because he wouldn't have told anyone? Thank you, Tim Robinson.